Okay, we're going to talk about linear equations, how to solve them. First, we need to understand that an equation always has an equal sign and at least one variable. So if you don't see any equal sign, you don't have an equation. Okay, and the expression solving an equation basically means finding the value of each variable. That means if the equation has an x, you need to figure out which number is x. Okay, if it has a b or an a, which numbers are those letters? For solving linear equations, we're going to use a method called transposition. It's pretty simple. Basically, you move terms from one side of equal to the other one. You switch operations. So it works like this. Every time you move something from one side to the other one, the sign is going to change. If it's positive, it's going to become negative. If it's negative, it's going to become positive. It's always going to be like that, except when you're multiplying or dividing. If a number is multiplying something and you pass it to the other side, then what's going to happen is you're going to pass it to divide, but the sign is not going to change. Same thing if it's dividing, you're going to pass it to multiply, but the sign is not going to change. Okay? So some guidance rules for solving these things are basically we're going to try to move every variable to the left side, and we're going to try to move the things that are only numbers to the right side. So let's try solving some exercises. Okay, so the first exercise is x minus 2 equals 3. We obviously know that the x should be 5, right? Because 5 is the only number that if you subtract 2 to it, you will get 3. So I know that the answer is 5. Let's use the process and see if it works. Okay, so I know that x minus 2 equals 3. If I move the minus 2 to the other side, then it will give me 3 plus 2. Remember that because the 2 has a minus, if you move it to the other side, you are going to change the sign. Instead of minus, you're going to put plus. So 3 plus 2 is going to give you 5. Okay? Now we did that already. Let's see the other exercise. Okay? 2x plus 10 equals 4. So how do we do this? We always move the stuffs that are adding or subtracting first. And after that, we pass to divide any number that is multiplying, or we pass to multiply any number that's dividing. That's how it goes. So I'm going to move the 10 positive to the other side. Because it was positive, I'm going to put a minus because that sign has to change. Instead of plus, I need to put minus. Remember, always change the sign of the things that you're moving. If it's plus, it changes to minus. If it's minus, it changes to plus. Okay? Except when you're passing to divide or multiply. In those cases, you're not going to change the sign, but only when you pass to divide or you pass to multiply. Okay? So let's continue with this operation. 4 minus 10 will give you negative 6. Now this 2 is multiplying the x. Because the 2 is multiplying, if I pass it to the other side, it's going to divide. Because I'm passing to divide, I am not going to change the sign. I'm just going to put the 2 the same way it was before. I'm just moving it to divide. Okay? So minus 6 divided by 2 would give me negative 3. And that is how you solve basic linear equation problems. Now, let's try solving a couple more so that we see how to deal with these things. Okay? So, I have minus 4x minus 2 equals minus 10. Same idea. The variables or the numbers that have letters, you're going to leave them to the left side, and you're going to move to the right side the ones that are only numbers. Minus 10 stays there because it's only a number, But the minus 2, you move it. Because you're moving the minus 2, is going to change to positive 2. So that will give you minus 4x equals minus 10 plus 2 will be minus 8. Okay? Now, this minus 4 is multiplying the x. Because it's multiplying, you're going to pass it to divide. And remember, when you pass to divide, you don't change the signs. So I'm just going to put divided by minus 4. I'm not going to change the minus to plus because I'm dividing. I'm not changing from subtraction to addition. No, I'm dividing. So let's see. Minus and minus plus 8 divided by 4 will be 2. And that's it. Now, how do you know that you finished an exercise? Well, it always has to be the letter alone equals the number. If you don't have something like that, you haven't finished an exercise of solving an equation. Okay. Now, this case has 2 terms with letters and 2 terms with numbers only. So what are we going to do? Okay, the ones that have letters, you're going to pass them to the left side. And the ones that are only numbers, you're going to move them to the right side. So the only ones that are not where they are supposed to be is this one, because this is on the right side, it should be on the left side. And this one that is on the left side, it should be on the right side. So when you're moving them, you're going to change the signs of those numbers. So let's see. The 5x is going to stay there. This 2x is positive. Why? Not because of this plus. This plus belongs to the 10. It has nothing to do with the 2x. But the 2 doesn't have any minus. If it had a minus, then you would know it's negative, but it's not. Okay? It's positive. So if you move it, the sign is going to change. Now it's going to be negative 2x. The 10 stays positive, that's why I copy it like that. I don't put the plus because we never put plus to the first number. After equal, you're not going to do that. Now this plus 1, if you move it, is going to become a minus 1. So 5x minus 2x is 3x equals. And 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay. So what happens with this 3? This 3 is multiplying the x, so if I pass it to the other side, it's going to pass to divide. It will be 9 divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3, if you divide it, you will get 3 as an answer. And that's it. You have the letter alone equal the number. That's how you solve linear equations.